It's a bright Sunday morning in the city of Lagos, April 10, 2022. And I want to say happy Sunday to everyone, but it's also a unique Sunday for my Christian brothers and sisters all over the world because it's Palm Sunday. And just next week we would be celebrating the Easter festivity. And to my Muslim brothers and sisters all over the world, it's Ramadan Kareem to everyone. Once again, I welcome our viewers all over the globe to the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval. First game for this morning is Rising Stars Cricket Club versus defending champion Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club. The way it stands on the table, Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club have played 13 matches, won 10, lost 2. They played 14 matches, won 10, lost 2, and then drawn 1. That's yesterday's game. Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club, 11 matches, won 9, lost none, drawn 1. And Rising Stars Cricket Club, 9 matches, won 7, lost 1, drawn none, and tied none. And in 4th position is Foundation Cricket Club, the oldest cricket club in Nigeria. 13 matches, won 6, lost 5, tied 1, and drawn none. And Government College Ugeli Cricket Club are in 5th position, 11 matches, won 4, lost 7, drawn none, tied none. While FGC Warri yesterday had a famous victory, winning by 20 runs over their opponent from 1004 stars. 13 matches, won 3, lost 8, drawn none, tied none. And Lagos Asian Cricket Club occupied the 7th position, 9 matches, won 2, lost 5, drawn none, tied none. While 1004 stars, after 11 matches, won 2, lost 8, drew none, and tied none. And occupying the last position on the log is Rocks Cricket Club of Abeokuta. 11 matches, won 1, lost 7, drawn none, tied 1. The game has started. The 2 opening batters for Ibeju, Sulaiman Rushewe and Daniel Ajekun. Just 1 run. Sulaiman, up until this moment, is the best batter in the league by virtue of runs scored. First ball for Daniel, played for a single. the two umpires for today's game. Umpire Wale Adekoya and umpire Ademola Onikoyi. After the completion of the first over, 2 runs, 1 apiece from Sulaiman and Daniel. We will definitely have people who join us at the commentary position. The only one talking. I also have my brother and my friend and my colleague Abayami. It's a wonderful Sunday morning, and happy Palm Sunday to you.
Yeah, good morning, Chill. Happy Palm Sunday to every Christian out there. And it's a bright, cloudy Sunday morning right here at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval, where we have Ibeju-Lekki Cricket 1, who lost the toss, and Rising Star made them go into bat. And we've just seen 2 runs played off the first over, who was bowled by Vishal Sharma. Femi Odoyebo is coming in from the Court of Appeal end to bowl. This is going to be technically more like a battle of supremacy and superiority between both sides. Ibeju hasn't lost a game, so also has Rising Star, who just lost 1 game against Federal Government College Warri. They will be looking to return back to the winning ways and ensure that they get back into contention for the league. The way it stands on the table, if Ibeju-Lekki wins today, they go back to being the top of the table. But if they lose, Rising Stars, who still has game at hand, has a chance of overshadowing them at the second position.
Thank you very much. First wickets. This game has a huge decider to where the pendulum of the league title will be swinging. For a number of us, the loss by Rising Stars to FGC came as a rude shock, but like we say, it's cricket and anything is capable of happening. Sulaiman just lost his wicket, second ball of that over, and well held by Chimeze Honzulike at covers.
Yeah, definitely, Shell. It's not the way Ibeju-Lekki would have probably thought of. Rusewe had been very good in terms of batting. He has kept his wicket and scored a lot of runs. During sometime 2 or 3 months ago, he had 2 50s back-to-back, not out. But today he will feel disappointed with himself that he was unable to get those runs on the board. But now he has his opening partner, his traditional opening partner, Femi Sholebo, going in there. But Femi, who's more like, I would call him an old young person.
We'll be looking young at heart.
Or young at heart. We'll be looking to see how he at his age can actually take on his other namesake, Femi Odoyebo, who's going to be bowling to him.
In comes Femi Sholebo, and Femi Sholebo will be facing Femi Odoyebo. One conspicuous name missing from this Ibeju team is Sheson Adedeji.
Yeah, the information reaching us is that Chesson had his introduction yesterday. He's on the verge of becoming tying the knots with his heartthrob, which is Mary. She's also a cricketer who hails from Kaduna State. So it's going to be good to see cricketers getting married to cricketers, and we wish them blissful marriage.
We've seen quite a lot. There is Ademolo Onikoyi married to Temitope Onikoyi. We've seen
Onome getting married to Esther.
Esther.
So also we've seen Ayesu Diale getting married to
Agatha.
A lot of cricketers that we can't really mention their names as well. They all got married to their heartthrobs. They found love in cricket, what would say. Lovely shot from Daniel Ajoku, very well timed, but only could find the fielder who is at fine leg, and no run, just one run considered there.
He yesterday told me his real name. He said is Agyekun. Agyekun. That's the white ball. He also said the dad is a Ghanaian, the mom is a Nigerian, but decided to go for the mom, and that's why he's playing for Nigeria.
Well, he understands his name better, and he knows what the family trait is. So I'm not quite surprised if he says that particular name. And it's a name is a name. There's always a meaning to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you have it, his second over gone. 6 runs on the board, no wicket lost. Rising Star. 1 wicket lost, I beg your pardon. Rising Star are currently putting on their traditional red top with a blue stripe and blue pants, and Ibeju-Lekki are on their usual yellow and blue stripes.
We're back to the third over. YISHAWU coming from the pavilion end. Some conspicuous names missing from Rising Stars. Tamesh appeal there. Tamesh, Manish, and Ajay. There was a break in communication, but it was quickly rectified. Daniel wanted a run, but Femi wasn't too ready, and so they had to retrieve.
Daniel seems to be getting comfortable with the on drives. He has caught three of his runs on the on side. So it means that the bowlers, Vishal needs to change his approach. Amit needs to change his approach in terms of bowling. He needs to bowl it away from him, where that's away from the leg side, where he's bowling to Daniel Ajoku, since he has more fielders on the offside than the leg side.
But again, you have to say he would be delighted that they are not taking advantage of the power play.
Yeah, you might be right about that. They're not taking advantage of the power play, but it doesn't still matter. He still needs to understand the fact that the runs are gradually going to be piling up, and once a batter is feeling comfortable with his style of bowling, then the batter becomes dangerous, and then he becomes less exposed.
Yeah, but we always talk about taking advantage of the power play because the fielding side, a large number of them will be inside the inner ring, and
Lovely running in between the wickets between Daniel and Femi Sholebo to end the over.
we are getting back into the fourth over. Femi Odiebo coming from the Court of Appeal end. Oh, classy shots. Classy shot from Femi Odiebo.
Femi Sholebo, not Femi Odiebo. I was expecting you to make that actually mistake, because the two Femis are all very, very familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Like friends. So a lot of time in the commentary box when we call Femi, we always just feel it's Femi Sholebo and Femi Odiebo,
Yeah.
But it's Femi bowling to Femi. Femi Odiebo bowling to Femi Sholebo.
But that was a lovely converted shot. That was almost going for a 4, but the fielder was very alive and stopped it from going for a 4. They made 3 runs off that ball.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I think Jeku and Femi Sholebo are both trying to get into the groove of the game, just to understand what the two bowlers are doing before they decide to attack. That should be a wide ball. Yes, that's a wide ball. What I would love to see is being explosive. The last time this two hasn't really met this season. This is the first time they are both meeting, and they'll be looking to get a little bit more acquainted with each other. But the good thing is that every time Ibeju has faced Rising Star up until this season, Ibeju had come tops. But this season it seems like Rising Star has a very good side. They have chances of winning very to the boundary. Yes, it has 4 runs to this. Very well played by Daniel Ajoku. Found the space between Gully and the wicketkeeper, and ensured that went all the way to the boundary for 4.
Good shot there from Daniel. Ball went for the 4.
It's good to see one of the drivers of Rising Star Cricket Club playing, in person of Dele. He's the one putting on jersey number 16 right here at Gully. He is a driver who just picked interest in the game because he was driving his bosses to the pitch, and then all of a sudden he's now on the field of play.
Well, he's on the field of play because some key players are absent. The likes of Tamesh, like I rightly said, Manish and Jay. So one of their strengths, Rising Stars, is in chasing. but in doing that, they would ensure that their opponents don't score much runs. That would be too difficult for them to chase.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to make sure that they get everything up and doing. And over time, we've noticed that Rising Star has always chased down whatever it's given to them. So he wasn't quite surprised that immediately they won the toss, they elected to field first. And what we have on the board right now is 19 for 1 after 4 overs.
Their current run rate is 4.75, and if it's at this pace, which we expect it to increase, the projected score at the end of the day will be about 98.
It will definitely go up. Ibeju-Lekki still has some very good batters behind the back, likes of James Chuku, likes of
Bimbo Adu, Ridwan Abdul Karim,
the likes of Mustafa, the captain. They still have a very good side up front, so it's definitely going to be something that we would see runs come up later up. Change of bowling for Rising Star, the new bowler coming in from the pavilion end by the name Srinivas. Very well played, good pickup, run out chance, not giving, good fielding, quality play from Femi Sholebo, quality pickup there from the fielder and backward a point, ensuring that he cuts off the runs, and he had a chance, and good cricket all in all.
The wicket keeper for Rising Stars, the Nigerian international Ashmit Shrestha, made his international debut in Rwanda last year November. Missed opportunity by Srinivas, could have been bowled and caught.
Yeah, definitely. They need to understand that every wicket matters most. If they need to get the wickets, they need to start taking those tiniest of all catches or tiniest of all chances. If they don't take those tiny of all chances or tiniest of all chances, they definitely will be having so much issues and all. So definitely they need to find a way to get this wicket out, because already Femi Sholebo and Daniel Ajeku are beginning to get comfortable with what the bowlers are doing, and the introduction of this new bowler has now brought it. But Daniel Ajeku, having done that mistake, decides to take a big shot at this. Lovely sweep shots from Daniel Ajeku. Picked it off the bounce, knew the ball, knew the bounce, knew the pace, and then went for the sweep shots, and that has gone all the way to the boundary for 4.
Good shot. Good shot from Daniel. Lovely sweep shots for the 4. We are currently in the 5th over. Wide ball. No run. Good over for Ibeju.
I think I must say this, right? A lot of people will be wondering what is wrong with YISHAWU. Ajidagba today. Two things actually I think is actually wrong with him. One, his favorite football club, Manchester United, lost yesterday to Everton, and also his team, Government College Ibadan, Old Boys Cricket Club, couldn't play against one of their biggest rivals, Ibeju-Lekki, so it was more like a point shared between both sides. So he looks a little bit demoralized. That's why you could hear his voice a little bit.
Well, if you talk about the former, it's of no business to me anymore. I mean, Manchester United, they don't exude any confidence anymore under interim manager Frank Nick. But if you talk about Government College, about the Old Boys Cricket Club, passionate about them, the world wanted to see that game, but unfortunately, points had to be shared and it was force majeure. But we move, like we say. Just one run taken there. Good running in between the wickets from Femi Sholebo and Daniel Ajeku. Third over for Femi Oduyebo coming from the Court of Appeal end. And after the fifth over, 25 runs was made. So it's safe to say it's 5 runs per over. One run became 2. Wide ball. Dead ball. Oh, missed opportunity there. Chimeze picks it up. Daniel has gotten lucky twice. You're currently in the 6th over of this all-important clash between the second place team on the log, the Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club, one defending champion, who are yet to suffer any defeats, and Rising Stars Cricket Club, an emerging force this season, but have just lost one game to FGC. Exactly 5 runs per over after the completion of the 6th over. They are on 30 runs for the loss of just 1 wicket. Femi Sholebo and Daniel Ajeku batting. Daniel, the striker in this over. They will make comfortable 2 runs. Srinivas from the pavilion end.
The runs keep thicken one after the other. The batters are rotating the strikes. This is definitely what we'd want to see with batting sides. We want to see them rotate strikes. Good use of the wrist by Femi Sholebo, finding the fielder at mid-wicket. And with the way these two have said it earlier, these two Rising Star needs to find a way to break this partnership. They're getting comfortable playing around the field. It means that they're beginning to see the balls. It takes a lot to play with a straight bat. It takes a lot to use your wrist to look for the gaps, and it takes a lot to still have a full contact, playing with the full face of the bat, playing with the middle of the bat, and that's what Ajeku and Femi Sholebo has been doing since. And big kudos to both of them.
But again, you have to give credit to the experience of Srinivas. At that age, he's vastly experienced. Not giving them too much chance. Just 1 wicket loss. 4.86 current run rate, and if that happens, the projected score at the end of 20 overs will be 97. 34 for the loss of 1. 7 overs gone. Femi and Daniel batting. We have a few people around the TBS oval. I'm sure quite a lot of people will join up much later for this interesting game. Some have gone to church, some have gone to other events, but they will definitely join up. But we have the high performance manager and the coach of the Yellow Greens, the national team of Nigeria, Asanka, 1996 World Cup winner with Sri Lanka. New bowler from the Court of Appeal end.
That's Naveen coming into bowl. Naveen Kumar has played 34 matches, has an economy of 13. Very well played by Femi Sholebo, finding mid wickets. And I'm saying that introduction of a lot of bowlers into this is like exposing a lot of your strengths, but which is quite understandable. They need to break this partnership which is already building, and the more the two batters stay longer on the ground, the dangerous they will become. Lovely controlled shot by Daniel Ajeku. Saw that point was on the inner ring and played it quite late and had no flash of the bat towards it.
It was needed for the team to rest Femi Odiebo after bowling 3 overs.
So I'm a little bit worried about Daniel Ajeku. He has played the 3 of the shots up in the sky, given 3 chances already, and none has been taken. Rising Star needs to understand that if this batter is giving you more chances, they need to take one of those chances. If not, it could become very dangerous for them at the end of this game if Daniel Ajeku stays longer, probably to the 15th or 16th over. We know how dangerous he can be with the bat.
And at this point, you want to feel sorry for Rising Stars Cricket Club, who don't have the full complement of their players. Dele, no disrespect, trying his best possible, not the proper cricketer. Advantages are taking off him by virtue of him not understanding the rudiments of fielding. Wide ball. We're currently in the 8th over. Naveen coming from the Court of Appeal end. Second versus third.
Wide 4, that is. Now the extras are coming in, and now it's becoming a little bit more of the fact that Rising Star aren't taking advantages of the wickets Daniel Ajoku gave to them earlier. So it looks like now it's beginning to tell on them. They just need to find a way to break this whole partnership.
5 runs, quite expensive. Wide ball, then went for a 4. Yes, he finally gets it. Daniel Ajoku is gone after bowling that wide ball that went for a 4. Daniel Ajoku is gone, and he ended on 20 runs.
That's the breakthrough Rising Star has been looking for, and finally they got it. They definitely are quite happy about that. I'm sure Daniel Ajoku will feel disappointed with himself. He thought he could have gone further down and better than that, but look, it is cricket. You just need to take whatever comes your way. So as you said, Shell, it is 43 for 2 after 7.5 overs. The new batter in is Abdul Karim Ridwan. Femi Sholebo is currently 9 runs off 13 balls, and Daniel Ajoku has just lost his wicket.
Abdul Karim Ridwan was one of those bright sparks for Nigeria at the ICC Africa World Cup qualifier T20 that happened in Rwanda, Kigali. He was the youngest in the team for Nigeria, and he was the youngest in the entire tournament. Ridwan would have a taste of what the bowling of Naveen looks like. Wide ball. In as much as he broke the partnership of Daniel and Femi, his over has been a bit expensive. Four runs. Good start from Ridwan.
So with the way things are, Ridwan Abdul Karim is trying to pop up the momentum of the game, coming in and knowing that the only way Ibeju-Lekki can score so much runs is if he had to accelerate the game. And now they are currently 48 for 2 after 8 overs, with Ridwan Abdul Karim 4 runs off 1 ball, and that's the first ball he faced was straight to the boundary. Femi Sholebo is currently 9 of 13, and the bowler coming in is Shavins, who has bowled 2 over, considered 10 runs, and has an economy of 5. So it's really going to be a very big one for the side. Ibeju-Lekki needs to try as much as possible to pop up the runs that they are scoring and ensure that they get a lot of runs on the board. Femi Sholebo, who's still currently on strike, has a lot of potentials, and he has to just keep rotating the strike with Ridwan Abdulkarim.
Srinivas doing everything within his power to ensure no run is taken off him. That's one run taken. The aim of Srinivas is to ensure that the run rate is reduced. How well he will achieve that remains to be seen. It's both 2 balls, 1 dot ball, and just 1 run. 4 more good balls expected in this night over. Oh, lovely pick up and throw. Better bowling from Srinivas. Just 1 run will be made. We are currently in the night over. Missed opportunity. Over up. Chimezie will be saying to himself, I wish I was closer a bit. If he was closer a bit, definitely Ridwan would have been gone. We have come to the end of the night over. The 2 opening batters for Ibeju are gone, Daniel and Sulaiman, and they have 52 runs on board. The current run rate has increased to 5.78. Abayami.
Yeah, definitely. The run rate has increased to 5.7, and if Femi Sholebo is still currently and on the middle, and he's doing everything possible within his strengths as an experienced batter for the side to keep rotating the strike with whosoever is going to be playing with him. One thing I see here is there's maybe Femi Sholebo has been told to just keep his wickets and let the rest of the players of the team play around him, which is what he has been doing even in the 50 over format. So it's quite good to see him do the same thing, but Ridwan Abdulkarim needs to show what his youthfulness and the reason why he was selected in the national team, and come up with rotating the strikes and all,
and to show that the intent of Ridwan is to come and score the runs. He's faced few balls and he's almost equaled Femi Sholebo on runs scored. He's on 6 and they are just faced 3 balls. Chimezie is walking his socks up, and one would have wished you had 2-3 Chimezies in this team. You could see where he ran from. He ran all the way from covers down there to pick the ball and ensure they didn't take 2 runs. But again, you have to blame the guys for not taking 2 runs. Wide ball. Wide ball declared by umpire Ademola Onikoyi.
That brings the total number of extras to 14. Rising Star needs to cut off these extras if they have any chance of winning. Even though we know very well that they still have Chimeze, who's yet to bowl, and also an experienced bowler. So I think at this point in time, the big question is when would they use Chimeze to come in? When would Chimeze come in to bowl, and at what time would he be able to break this partnership?
Like I said, much as we know that Naveen broke the partnership of Daniel and Femi, his overs are expensive. One of the reasons you said 14 whites, of the 14 whites, is giving most out of the 14.
Femi Sholebo finally decides to take a go at it, but that didn't go off the middle of his bat. Played it up into the air. Naveen had the chance to take the catch, but he misjudged the height of the ball and fell on the ground. And just like you said, Chimeze has been so prolific in this game, and he had to run all the way again from covers to mid-on to help back up the bowler.
But you have to look at the field setting. You're fake on the field setting. Nobody at mid-wicket, and that means if you run the first one fast, you could take two.
Yeah, the big question is Femi Sholebo going to take the first one fast? That's why the field is actually open on the leg side. Because with Femi Sholebo isn't a quick runner in between the wickets. He runs as if he's jogging, which we can understand because of his age, but it doesn't still mean that it is not strategically done. Opening the 30-yard circle still means that they have a long on in mid-wicket, a deep mid-wicket, two mid-wickets actually, and a backward or square played up in the air. Can that be taken? That has raced all the way to the boundary for 4.
That shot was a lovely scoop, like the shots you see from Dilshan, those good old days when he was playing for Sri Lanka. Tikaratne Dilshan, and they call it D scoop. What a lovely glanced shot, went for a 4, and the fielders couldn't do anything about it. Perfect way to end that over.
It's 60 for 2. 60 for 2 after 10 overs.
That's approximately 6 per over.
Femi Sholebo is 12 runs, 19 balls. Abdul Karim Redwan is 11 of 7. And now Shamiz is coming into bowl. His last over.
Last over for Srinivas. Good running in between the wickets. Is an exciting fielder. Once they try it, they will come and meet their fellow teammates at the pavilion.
The way it looks, Shehu, it's more like Ibeju-Lekki understands the importance of this game. He's just been all around moving from different positions.
And finally, the wicket of Femi Chelebo is gone. Not only Chimezie understands the importance of this game, every team member of his understands the brief. And the brief is, once you win this game, it throws this whole title race wide open. And they will be kicking themselves that how did we lose against FGC, but we cannot sulk over that loss. We just need to move ahead, and moving ahead means we must get this game. They understand the importance of this game, and they also know that they need to reduce the runs of Ibeju such that it will be easily chaseable.
It's 62 for 3 after 10.4 overs. Femi Chelebo got bowled, and Adu Bimbo is the new batter coming in. Will he be able to rotate the strike since Femi Chelebo who was technically meant to be taking those double runs but was taking the singles? So the big question is, can Adu, who's also a big hitter of the ball, can he pop up the runs for his side, as they are currently 60 for 10.4 overs. This is definitely what we want to see in T20, crossing the 50 mark or the 60 marks before the 10th over, which gives you a very high chance of scoring above 120 and 130 runs.
And I saw the look on Ridwan's face when Adu was coming in. I was not at the center, but one of the many things he was telling him is we need to use our legs to run. We need to use our legs to run, unlike what happened and that was needless, knowing the kind of fielder you have in Dele, who is not a proper cricketer. All he has just done is to underarm pass the ball to Shivas. Once you have ensured that they didn't take the second run, you just give them that second run. Yes.
Oh my God! Adu has just been stumped. He looks perplexed, but Onikoyi Ademola, the umpire, was definitely sure that his feet was up, and he shouldn't be arguing with the umpire. If the umpire has given you a dismissal, you need to respect that. He's still talking to the umpire. But again, Ibeju-Lekki has lost their wicket, and Ibeju are currently 64 for 4 after 11 overs. 2 wickets in that over, Shehu.
2 wickets in that over. So what happened is, not trying to defend Bimbo Adu, but what he was doing there was he was stunned. He was stunned about that decision. But the rule in cricket is, once the umpire raises his finger, either he's correct or not correct, all you just need to do is just to align the decision. But for him, he's still befuddled, he's still perplexed, he's still shocked about that decision. But like we always say, doesn't make it right. Moshood goes in. We are joined here this morning once again by the cricketer turned umpire Ramon Adilakun. Ramon, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We just spoke about Bimbo Adu. The umpire gave out, which was a square leg umpire, but he was still in the crease wondering what happened. And your take on that?
Well, you know that in this Nigeria, we don't believe our umpire sometimes. So in international, whenever umpire gives out, you have to just leave the street.
But in the international, like you said, Ramon, there is the third umpire that the umpire can consult.
there's third umpire. But in Nigeria, we do have third umpire. But
So
the
without that
umpire-
third umpire, it means that there are some decisions that might be right and there are some that might not be right.
Definitely. But once umpire give you out, you have to just leave the pitch.
You just have to, and that's the
Just
rule
have
of
to
cricket.
respect- exactly.
You just have to respect
You have
it.
to just respect the umpire and leave the street. In some country, I don't know, they might still look into the situation. The umpire might write something against him, they might not write. You get? And if they write something against him, they might ban him.
Oh.
So in cricket, if they give it out, just leave the street.
But if you didn't say anything to the umpire and he's just there, it means he's still disrespecting the umpire.
Exactly, but the reaction shows as if does agree with you out.
Yeah.
You get? So
And he could actually, if the umpire sees it as disrespect, he could put it in his report.
exactly.
All right. You get to hear more from Ramon Adelakun, who shared his experience with us yesterday. We'll get to hear more from him. At primary, at secondary, didn't play cricket, but got introduced by the assistant coach of the national team for male and assistant for female, Leke Oyede, and he said, "Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant catch! It's Chimeze that is there, ladies and gentlemen. You could see that catch. Ramon, you saw that catch. Oh, you saw that catch, Yomi?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you missed.
I didn't
You
see
missed.
that catch as well.
You missed. That was a brilliant catch. That was a brilliant catch from Chimeze at points. Covers, sorry. That was a brilliant catch at covers. He held it very well because he knew this is Ridwan and Ridwan is dangerous. 5 wickets down. We are currently in the 12th over.
So with the way things are, Ibeju-Lekki might be getting less than 100 if they don't build up a partnership. James Chukwu, who they popularly call Chuckles, is going in, and he has Moshood as well. So the way it is that every time Ibeju-Lekki are trying to build up a partnership, they lose their wickets. Now the big question is, you still have at least 9 overs to be bowled to. Now you need to build that partnership. These two has a very big saddle on their shoulders. They're good hitters of the ball, no doubt about that. But at this point in time, I don't expect them to be going after the boundaries. What I expect them to be doing is to be pushing around for singles. Look for the runs. One, twos, take the singles. If you get the bad ball, dispatch it immediately. Don't try go for the big shot. The moment you start going for the big shot is when you start losing your wicket. That is what happened to Ridwan Abdul Karim. Trying to go for the big shot, played it straight to Chimeze, who was at covers, and he's just back into the dock out.
Good start from James Chukwu. Naveen, final over. Oh, good shots from Moshood. Will they go for 2? No, they stop it. Just 1 run taken.
I think at this point in time, Chimeze being around the bats when you have players there is like it's a little bit intimidating to the batters. They're trying to swing the bat at it just to try and beat him. But at the end of the day, they are not taking utilization of the fielders at the boundaries. Now, just look at it. Chimeze is chasing the ball, and the batters are only just taking 1 run. Even if he's not threatening the ball was played, and the ball went straight to deep extra covers, and the batters only took 1. Chimeze wasn't even going after the ball. So it means that his presence around the bat is psychologically and mentally into the Ibeju batting lineup, and that is what is really affecting them. So they need to cut off the fact that Chimeze is an experienced and a well-known cricketer and play the balls being bowled at them.
Excellent submission there from Abayomi. We have come to the end of the 12th over. 70 runs for loss of 5 wickets. The current run rate is 5.83, and if he goes at this stage, the projected score would be 117. Finally, they hand the ball to Chimeze, and Chimeze will be coming from the pavilion end. Femi Odiebo still has one more over, and I think the captain are thinking Vishal still has two more overs. Femi has one more over. Shivas has completed his own. Navin has both 3 overs, so one more left. Moshood and James batting.
So the big question is this, right? What would Chimeze do with the ball? Played up in the air. Can Chimeze take it? No. But one run still taken. Now you could see what Chimeze has done. Chimeze's introduction now has probably given the chances that there's every possibility that the games might be there's every chances that they might get wickets here. And James Chukwu played that up into the air, but he was lucky that Chimeze wasn't quick on his feet to actually get to the ball. Very well driven by Moshood, missed by slips, and you could hear from the duckouts of Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club saying to the batters, take 2, you need to run out loud, you need to run very fast if you're going to be able to score those runs. You can't be taking singles and be waiting to hit the boundaries. The singles win matches, that is what they have to do. Femi Odiebo, who ran all the way from London trying to cut off the second, but he slipped while picking up the ball, and the batters were able to go for 2 runs. Now it seems like the batters are just deciding to take on Chimeze's particular over, but it's not about taking on Chimeze's over, it's about building a partnership. That's what they need to do. Very well pushed from James Chukwu towards covers for just 1 run. Appeal from LBW and given by Wale. Moshood saying that the ball hit the bottom of his bat, but Wale Adekoya thinks otherwise, that the ball hits his pad first before the bat. And Moshood has just lost his wicket, and Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club has also just lost its 6th wicket for just 75 runs. Don't quote me, but I feel, but don't quote me. Just as you have it on the board, it's 75 runs, 6 wicket down, 12.5 overs. Seems like Rising Star are currently on top of this game with Ibeju-Lekki. The big question is, Ibeju-Lekki still needs to build up a very big, huge partnership if they have any chance of winning the And after the end of the 13th over, it's 76 for 6. And the Ibeju-Lekki are currently really finding it hard to build partnership. James Chukwu, who's in, has faced 5 balls, scored 6 runs. Chima Akachukwu has faced just 1 ball and has scored 1 run. Navin coming in from the cut of appeal to bowl to Chima Akachukwu. Navin bowling his last over. Very well pushed by Chima. Rotation of strike should be the main priority now for Ibeju-Lekki. Building partnership and trying to get the runs on the board. Very well held by Ashmit. That's a wide ball and he held on to that. Those are the kind of things you want to see from wicket keepers. That's another wide, 2 consecutive wides bowled by Navin.
Navin Kumar's last over, and we are currently in the 14th over. James and Mashood understand the brief that they need to play at the overs, they need to build partnership, and they need to score runs.
Rotating the strike is definitely what they need to do. Play out the overs is also another strategy that they need to do. But the good thing now that just happened is extra covers was placed squarer, not its normal position, and 1 run is what they're taking. So if they continue this way, if they just keep rotating the strike, keep scoring 1-1 each, they definitely would have something on the board, and it will be a very big, huge call for Ibeju if they are able to cross the 100 before the 15 over mark.
We have come to the end of the 15th over.
14th over, Sean. 14 overs gone.
Oh, 14 over.
84 runs on the board, 6 wicket lost.
The current run rate has jacked up 6.00, and if at this stage the projected score would be 120. James Chukwu and Moshood batting. Like we said, this game has a huge implication on how the pendulum of victory would swing for the would-be champion. This is the Honorable GBOLAHAN YISHAWU Club Cricket Committee League, and we are here this morning at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval for the big game, Rising Stars Cricket Club versus defending champions Ibeju. Chimeze bowling from the pavilion end. Chimeze wants to ensure he cuts down the run. Third ball of the 15th over. Chimeze thinking about this ball very, very well.
Chimeze looks disappointed at the moment. You could see from his expression. I think the captain is changing the field sets, and he's not happy with the way the captain is changing the field sets. There looks to be a little bit of misunderstanding between him and the captain at the moment. So would Ibeju be able to capitalize on this? And that is what James Chukwu has done, and that would race all the way to the boundary for 4. And that has raced all the way to the boundary for 4. So this misunderstanding between the bowler and the captain is definitely going to be it's going to play a huge role right now. Chimeze needs to compose himself, and now you could see him having a discussion with his captain, telling the captain, just leave the field the way it's meant to be, and then he's going to bowl it. You could see Ashmit also trying to tell Chimeze, dude, take it off your mind, don't get frustrated about what has happened. It has happened, it has happened. Just bowl the next ball and break this partnership.
That's what is expected of Chimeze, who at some point in time was not happy with the change of his field setting.
At this point in time, I feel Rising Star needs to still hold on to the game. They're gradually losing it. Just that miscommunication seems like it's beginning to drop off from their hands because Ibeju is gradually getting towards the 100 mark. They are currently 91. And with that, White now has taken them to 92, and it's just 14.4 overs. So if Ibeju-Lekki is able to cross into the 100 mark in this particular over, they have 5 overs to go all explosive.
Well said. Good over for the batting side. Chima Akachukwu and James Chukwu batting.
So after the end of the 15th over, Sheon, it's 94 for 6, and this partnership has built a total of 19 runs in 13 balls, and it means that they need to keep rotating the strikes, keep not bother about the boundaries, just keep pushing ones and twos, look for the singles around. There's a lot of spaces around them. What happened earlier between Chimeze and the captain is what they will be hoping to happen in the remaining 30 balls to be bowled. But the big question is this: with 4 more wickets at hand, can Ibeju-Lekki be able to put up at least 120 or 135 runs on the board, which to me would be very much defendable for them?
But you also know that this side are a batting side, and I mean the Rising Stars Cricket Club team.
Yeah, I understand the fact that they are actually a batting side as well, yes, but they need to score. They need to find a way to cut the runs if they want to really win this game. Because if you do not cut the runs, it means that you're definitely going to be having teams Ibeju-Lekki, who also has a very good bowling side as well. So it means that they would also go after them in terms of bowling as well. So they need to try as much as possible to keep Ibeju-Lekki under 115 if they're going to have any chance of winning.
We are going back to the Court of Appeal end. Good way to start.
The new bowler coming from the Court of Appeal end is Amir.
Amir Shif.
Introduction of Spain has really paid off right now. 2 dot balls already, so he's going to be looking for ways to cut off the runs. 3 dot balls now. Now the big question is, if he gets a maiden in this particular over, if the pressure goes back to Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club.
That was well thought out by Chima to scoop the ball over the head of the wicket keeper, and he knew there was nobody there. The person who came all the way from fine leg to run down, they were able to take 3 runs off him. Amir bowling well up onto that ball. That's the 4th ball of that over.
And the 5th ball he bowled is a dot ball, and he's bowling the last ball of the over. Ashmit couldn't hold on to the edge. And would they be able to take 2? Run out chance, through to the wrong side of the field. And Ibeju-Lekki at this point in time has scored. Come here. Has crossed
that was the 16th over.
Yeah, sure, that was 16th over, and definitely
99 runs on board.
Ibeju-Lekki should have crossed the 100 mark. We're just waiting for confirmation on that.
6.25 current run rate. Projected score 125.
It's 99 runs, 16 overs. 6 wickets last.
Chimezie is back to the pavilion end. At this stage, he must have his head screwed in the right place. The previous over, which was the 14th over, wasn't too. I think it was the 15th over. Sorry, he didn't really get himself.
Yeah, you're definitely right. He didn't get himself, and it's going to be looked a little bit costly for his side, but at the end of the day, it wasn't costly, as you have a little bit of I think a toe problem with James Chukwu, who's currently working on his toes to see if he can continue with the game. And as we have it, it is 99 runs, 16 overs gone, 6 wickets lost. James Chukwu is currently on 10 runs. Chuma Akachukwu is currently on 13 runs.
It's the second place team on the log versus the third place team on the log. A game that has a huge determinant on how the title race will go down.
And this current partnership between Chuma and James Chukwu has put up a total of 24 in 19 balls. So they need to continue with this partnership to the very end of this game.
$99 for 6. Honorable Olusegun GBOLAHAN YISHAWU CCC League. Finally, he's back on his feet. Good to see James Chukwu back. And we must thank our viewers all over the globe for joining us for this all-important game. Quite a number of them watching. So many people have vested interest in this game and the game to come. FGC has interest in the next game. It's 1004 Stars, who lost yesterday by 20 runs, versus Rocks of Abeokuta. So it's second to the last place team versus the last place team. Up.
Coming in pretty much late, I must say. Scoring 100 in the 16.1 overs is not really what I expected from them. I expected them to have crossed the 100 earlier on, but now they have a chance of still going above that 100. But with Chimezie very bowling outside the off stump for Chuma Akachukwu, or James Chukwu, I beg your pardon, who saw the ball, had enough room, flashed it, but at the end they were only able to take 2 runs.
Just 1 run, but they are going after every ball.
They need to show. They need to. It's not just about going after every ball. It's about rotating the strike. Keep the ball thickened. You can get 100 now, and you're not keeping the ball thickened. You need to keep the ball thickened. Get at least 125 to have something to defend. We've established the fact that Rising Star is a batting side, right? And also Ibeju-Lekki has the bowling firepower to keep a team under 100. So it's going to be a very tough one and a very tight one for both sides.
Okay. They're currently in the 17th over. They're going for every ball, taking advantage of some of the misplaced fielding on the part of Rising Stars Cricket Club. Rising Stars Cricket Club won the toss and elected to field. Well converted by James to end that over. A bit expensive over from Chimeze.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Sean. Chimeze has bowled 3 overs and has gone for 27 runs and just lost and has only taken 1 wicket. He hasn't bowled any single maiden. Chimeze's over has been pretty much expensive as a pace bowler for his side. He is the only one who has gone, apart from Naveen Kumar, who has gone for 36. Chimeze under 3 overs has gone, 3 overs has gone for 27. He's the second highest who has been played by the Ibeju-Lekki side. So as you have it, it's 110 for 6 in 17 overs.
We are currently going into the 18th over. Amir is back. Can Amir cut down the runs? Appeal from the team, but the square leg umpire Wale Adekoya says not out.
I almost thought that was out, but the umpire felt otherwise.
Yeah.
Both reaction was as if Chumani was out, but I guess the umpire felt otherwise. And now played straight towards covers for just 1 run. Amir is a very good turn, has a very good turn on this pitch, turning it very much well, and it's becoming a little bit difficult for the batters to play him very well. This one was much fuller into the bat. And 2 runs has been taken. Now, to me, it seems like Rising Star is losing grip of the run chase. Of the runs they are giving Ibeju-Lekki, because these two are now picking up the partnership, not even bothering looking for the boundaries, just keep going for the singles. And that is what has been helping them. At this rate, Ibeju-Lekki might be going to maybe 135 or 140. with Chuma and James Chukwu doing very, very excellently well for their side.
Good stop for 4. They are rotating the strike, and that's why they have almost identical runs. But you have to say that for good way to bring the over to a close. Eighteen overs gone, 120 for loss of 6 wickets.
Now, this two partnership between James Chukwu and Chima Akachukwu has put up a total of 45 runs in a combination of 31 balls together. It means these two actually know what needs to be done. They have done it perfectly well. They have executed it. It's not about getting the boundaries. Just keep rotating the strikes. Keep going for the singles. The bad balls will definitely come, just like we saw in the last over, in the last ball of that over. The bad balls will definitely come out. Once the bad ball comes, you take advantage of it, and that is what has been done. So 45 runs partnership between both James Chukwu and Chuma Akachukwu, and it's 120 for the loss of 6 wickets in 18 overs.
The projected score will be 133 because their current run rate is 6.67. We know what Chimeze can do, but we've not seen what Chimeze can do in terms of bowling. One of the many reasons they saved him for this latter stage was because of ensuring that their opponents don't score runs, but is considered the second most runs. That was good stop for just 1 run. Oh, I think it was 2. And you saw the gesture from Chimeze that I have sense and I knew what I was doing. Finally, James Chukwu loses his wickets.
I think Ibeju-Lekki will be very happy with this partnership. This partnership has put up a total of 47 runs when we thought that Ibeju-Lekki couldn't come up with a very good, huge total. But this partnership has steadied the ship for them, putting up a partnership of 47. And James Chukwu and Chuma would have in a way given Ibeju-Lekki a sign of relief that they crossed the 120 mark with some few balls to be bowled. With 10 more balls to be bowled in this over, which means that they have enough time and enough ample time to score 130 and 130, 130 and 135 or 140. Rising Star now will be asking themselves, where did we do it wrong? What really happened? We had them under 70 and we could have wrapped up this game before they scored 100, but now they have gone to 122. And I still say that the defining moment of this game was when Chimeze and the captain had a little bit of an misunderstanding, and that has been really much expensive for Rising Star Cricket Club.
We are currently in the 19th over. In comes Prosper Hussaini, the batter number 8. Chimeze very disappointed about that decision of Ashmit. Felt there was no run there. Why do you have to give extra runs? Because for any extra runs given, we have to account for them when we are batting. And the opportunity given, would they give us?
Chill.
Just one run?
It's not about the run. It's about what was running through Chimeze's mind. Chasing after that ball, I felt he could take that catch. If he had taken it, I would have probably said that is the defining moment of this game. Ran all the way from his popping crease all the way to mid-off to take that catch. But at the end, he was dropped.
He knew what he wanted to do because he knew there was nobody there to help him. So he just wanted to do everything. So he knew if he had not gone for that ball, he would have taken 2 runs. How did Femi Oduebo drop that?
2 drop catch already. 2 drop catches already. And Femi seems to be arguing. I think the ball did hit him in the hand.
Yeah.
And you could see from the screen he's feeling the pains with his fingers. The big question is, will it affect him when he's going into bat? He's still feeling so much agony right now. But ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the 19th over. 127 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in 19 overs. Last 6 balls of this innings.
Who takes responsibility to bowl the last over?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Femi Oduebo.
He has 1 more over left.
And he
looks
like he's the one going to be bowling.
127 runs for loss of 7 wickets after the expiration of 19 overs.
Come on, Timon!
Just like I said earlier, Femi Oduebo coming in to bowl the last over of this innings. Would that injury affect him in bowling?
Femi is vastly experienced and is facing a Nigerian international, Prosper Hosseini, left-hand batsman. Last over. And the team looks like they are disinterested. From 2 runs, it became 4 runs. 131, 19.1 overs.
Where is he going to? I think he thought he was stumped, but the Bills and the wickets are still standing. Not just the finger now. It seems like Femi's ankle has just been hit by the ball.
132, 19.3 overs. 132, 19.2. They go for 2 runs. One 34, 19.4 overs. One 38, 19.5. One 41 for 7. And you have to say, how on earth did Rising Stars allow this team to get to this stage?
I don't think how on earth, Seun. The problem came from when Chimeze and the captain had.
That's not where the problem came from. The problem came from when you how many runs did Bailey, who was not a proper fielder or a cricketer, concede? He conceded lots of runs because that's not his it's not his profession. He just fielding for some persons. Yes, you want to say the bowling sometimes too, and they allowed some misplaced fielding. All of this culminated into what we saw, and they have it all to do within themselves. They have it all to do within themselves. 141 for loss of 7. Now they have 142 as a target. We'll be back for the second innings.
And now we're about to start the second innings between Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club 1 and Rising Star Cricket Club. The target is 142 runs for Rising Star Cricket Club to be able to win this game. Ibeju-Lekki at some point in time looked like they were not going to score 100, but the partnership of James Chukwu and Chuma Akachukwu brought life back into the side of Ibeju-Lekki, and they, at the end of the day, put up a total of 141 runs. And now Rising Star knows that they have a very big, huge task if they're going to have any chance of winning this game. They just have to keep the partnership going. They have to keep the runs ticking. They have to keep scoring it per ball, and that way they'll be able to win this game. The umpires are back onto the field. The umpires for today are Wale Adekoya, popularly known as Stubborn, and Onikoye Ademola, or known as P4.
We're back to the second innings of this all-important clash between Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club 1, defending champion, and Rising Stars Cricket Club. Ibeju in the first innings scored 141 for loss of 7 in 20 overs. And for their opponents to get a victory, they need to score 142. That's approximately 7 per over, knowing that there will still be some extras. 7 per over gives you 140, and there will be definitely some extras to come with it. Captain Mustafa will be coming from the pavilion end. Vishal and Ashmit. Vishal Ashmit, 2 opening batters.
Do you want when you get yellow? Do you want when you get yellow? Ask questions on the ball. Who's half the way? Passing questions on the ball, Tafa. No, tidy areas.
First ball was an appeal declined by the main umpire, Wale Adekoya. was a wicket. Vishal's wicket gone. Not the way to start. After bowling that first ball, the second one was a wicket. Vishal had no answers, and you can see from the look on his face, very, very distraught, feeling sad about himself. And now he knows this is a tough task. In comes Naveen. Vishal explaining to Naveen the kind of ball he should be expecting from Mustafa. Over to you, Abayami.
I'm not really quite surprised about how Mustafa has been bowling. Mustafa has been very, very efficient and prolific in terms of his bowling in the league. He has a very good Yorker line balls that he has been bowling, and today we've just seen what he did to Vishal. He bowled it, first one asking question, second one deep into him, knowing truly well that Vishal has some little bit of back strain issues, and he couldn't go down quick enough to stop that, and his middle and off stumps were being dislodged. Good start from Ibeju-Lekki, ensuring that the pressure goes back again to Rising Star Cricket Club. It's 0 for 1 after 0.2 overs.
The brief is 7 runs per over, but no run gotten yet after 2 balls. Mustafa making it difficult for the batters. Yeah. Wide ball. Aside from that wide ball, Rising Stars Cricket Club are yet to make runs with their bats. Finally, they get one off the bat, Naveen. And after the completion of the first over, Vishal's wicket's gone, 2 runs on board.
What I would love to see now is how once Rising Star Cricket Club will be able to build a partnership between Ashmit and Naveen. They need to keep rotating the strike. Probably what they need to do is first look at what Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club would be doing. The way I see it, they have 3 quick bowlers there on the side. Mustafa Yusuf, who's the captain. You have Taiwo Mohammed, who's coming to bowl from the pavilion end, and also have Hussein Prosper as well. So Hussein Prosper might be coming in between to bowl the quicks, and also you have James Chuku. So Ibeju-Lekki, in terms of bowling strategy today, have decided to go a little bit forward with using 4 quicks instead of the traditional 3 quicks and the rest of spinners, but they decided to use 4 quicks with the absence of Sheson Adedeji on the side today. So the big question is, how can Rising Star be able to capitalize on the fast balls being bowled at them and quickly score the runs before the 10th over, at least score up to 60 or 70 runs before the 10th or 11th over, and it will give them enough chance to get into the game.
From the Court of Appeal end, Taiwo Mohammed, left arm bowler for Nigeria. It's Naveen versus Taiwo.
Very funny comedy crickets we just seen there right now.
But what was the wicket keeper trying to do? That was on cricket like.
Well, it's actually a form of discipline.
It's an indisciplined attitude. Ball gets into the pad of the batter. There's nothing that would happen. You want to get in there and take it out. Do you want to stomp him?
No, Chair, the first question is, did it touch his bat? If it had actually touched his bat first, if it had touched his bat first and went straight into his pads, the wicketkeeper could quickly run in to pick it up, and then he can still appeal as long as the ball has not touched the ground. But in such situation, like the batter was quick enough on in terms of picking up the ball and holding on to it.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Ebola bowls the ball, and he gets in, and you appeal, and you see the main umpire not give that appeal, and you are running there to pick it.
As long as the ball hasn't touched the ground. That's why I said, did he touch his bat or his gloves first? If he touched either his bat or the gloves first, yes, the wicketkeeper could quickly run in to pick it up. That's why in cricket, it's part of dismissal as long as the ball hasn't touched the ground.
But now that you see the batter holding the ball,
yeah, he has every right to do. He could do that.
Try to hold ball, so you just need to step back. You can't be struggling with the ball. It's not rugby. It's cricket.
It's just one of the comedies that you see in cricket.
Well, an unwanted comedy sometimes. The two batters are really finding it difficult. No thanks to the bowling of Taiwo Mohammed, left arm bowler, and Mustafa Yusuf.
Oh, lovely shots. Lovely shots. That would definitely go. Oh, no, he did not. Good fielding. Good fielding. That was beautiful to see from Sulaiman, who used to be a wicket keeper
but I think the team has more confidence in Moshood. Not to take anything away from Sulaiman.
And after the end of the second over, it's 7 runs, 1 wicket. 2 overs gone. Mustafa seems to be struggling right now. Femi Sholebo having a discussion with him. He has bowled more consistent wides than he's expected. And you can see Femi Sholebo giving a pat on the back, telling him, look dude, you could do it. You're very good with the new ball. Don't fall under the pressure as a captain and also as a bowler. Just keep bowling the balls and let's get over with this over. And that's what you need and expect from Mustafa. That part and chat with Femi Sholebo has actually helped him get back his rhythm. And as we have it, Rising Star are currently 20 for the loss of 1 wicket in 2.5 overs. Required run rate is 7.11 and they are currently at 7 runs per over. Good fielding there by Ridwan at points, ensuring that ball doesn't go and beats the 30-yard tackle. And after that lovely fielding, a square cut by Naveen, we've come to the end of the third over as Rising Star are currently 20 for the loss of 1 wicket in 3 overs.
They are right on point for the target that has been set for them. The target has been 7 runs per over, and they are just 1 run short of what was required in that last over. That was an expensive over from Mustafa, who started well in his first over that he got the wicket of YISHAWU, but things have not gone according to plans. Taiwo Mohammed comes back to his Court of Appeal end. Ashmit, Shrestha and Naveen batting.
In the third over, when Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club were batting, they only conceded 3 runs in that particular over. But now Rising Star in the third over has had a total of 13 runs. Very well bowled from Taiwo Mohammed, keeping it on the foot stump, trying to look for the edge of the bat. And then trying to force the batter to play that shot that he might not be comfortable in playing, because Daniel Ajeku is currently at backward of point and Taiwo has third man and fine leg in place as well, who are both at the boundary. Chumakachuku picks it up and throws back immediately for just 1 run. Naveen and Ashmit getting comfortable with the quick bowlers. Just like I said earlier, Ibeju-Lekki has 4 quick bowlers in this match, so it's going to be a very tough call for the captain. When would he be able to cut off the quick bowlers and use spin? He has Daniel Ajeku as an option to spin. He has Ridwan Abdul Karim as also an option to spin, and along the line he has Suleiman Rusewe as also an option to spin. So the way it is, he has 4 quick bowlers, 2 spinners. Can he at some point in time be able to get the spinners in? Because with the way I'm seeing Ashmit and Naveen, they're getting so comfortable with the pace bowlers.
You can't tell me they are comfortable, because the required runs that is expected of them, they are not really getting it.
Required run ratio is 7.1111. They are currently on 7.806. In what mode would you expect?
I agree with you, but when you say they are comfortable, it means they should have surpassed what we set for them as targets. What we set for them as a target. But that was a lovely stop there from Sulaiman. But what we set for them as a target, they will have surpassed it, and then we will say they are comfortable.
I think I disagree with you, Sheo. Being comfortable means scoring 7 runs per over means being comfortable. Setting up a target for them doesn't really mean that they should actually surpass the target. Required run ratio is still 7, and they are still currently on 7. Lovely push, but no run. Ashmit Didn't go for that. Good running by Ridwan Abdulkarim, cutting the batters from taking that run, even though he had no reason to cut that run to stop the ball, giving Femi Sholebo the chance to hold on to that. That should definitely be a wide ball.
We are currently in the fourth over. That was needless, and overexcitement on the part of Daniel give them extra 4 runs, and we have come to the end of that over. Two shots of what is required, which is 28. Two short of what is required of them as a target, which is 28, but they are on 26 for loss of 1 wicket after the fourth over. I think that's the wise thing to do, because I was thinking we're not getting the best of Mustafa anymore after that first over. The second over was costly, and he had to step down and maybe come from the Court of Appeal end if possible, or still maintain his pavilion end, but sit and rethink how he would play better. But now we have Prosper Hosseini, left arm bowler, coming from the pavilion end.
So I'm still quite surprised about what Daniel Ajako did in the last ball of that over. There was no essence for him throwing that ball, and he just gave out 4 runs in that particular ball, and the batters didn't even need to run, and Rising Star at 26 for just the loss of 1 wicket in 4 overs. And just like you rightly said, Sheil, it's actually quite good that Mustafa cuts himself off in terms of bowling, allowing a fresh hand to come into bowl in person of Hussein Prosper, another left-handed opening bowler for under 19 and Nigeria as well, coming in from the pavilion end. Ajeko needs to understand that if he wants to throw the ball to the wicketkeeper, is either he's throwing it straight into the keeper's gloves or he takes a shy. He's quite lucky that Ridwan Abdulkarim and Sulaiman Rusewe were quite there to cut off those long throws. If not, it would have gone all the way to the boundary again for 4. But lovely ball start from Hussein Prosper, and you could see Femi Sholebo having a discussion with him.
Prosper and Ashmit understand each other so well. They are teammates at the national team, both went to Rwanda. And for Daniel Ajekun, I quite understand his intent to run the players of Rising Stars out, knowing that they don't like to run. They look for those boundaries. So I understand his intent of what he's trying to do, but in trying to run people out, you must be spot on. If you are not throwing to your wicketkeeper that we have always agreed and confirmed to be the surest place, if you want to run someone out, then you have to be spot on. You saw what Akere Isesele did yesterday. Yes, those things sometimes could work out for you, but you have to be spot on, else we're giving unnecessary run.
Very well bowled from Hussein Prosper. That is what his team wants to see. Keeping those balls between the middle stump and the off stump, forcing the batter to go forward all the time, and that is what he has just done. And very well played from Ashmits, like you said. Both are very known to each other, played at the national level. And Ashmate is also one of the Nigerian opening batters for the country. Good push towards mid-off. Femi couldn't stop that with his leg. 2 runs taken. Femi still picks up the ball and throws it back. 2 runs taken off that ball. Now Ibeju has finally used the fourth quick bowler that we talked about, Chima Akachuku, coming in from the Court of Appeal end, bowling his first ball to Navin. So now
He's replaced Tao Mohammed, the left-hand bowler.
Yeah, so now as the way I've seen it, Ibeju has used all 4 bowlers, and now which gives advantage of the batters to understand what the 4 bowlers are going to be doing. Played over the wicketkeeper's head, and 1 run taken. So Sheon, the big question is this: using quick bowlers gives the batters the advantage to play off the pace of the bowlers. Do you think the fielding setting currently being used, this is more of an attacking field set by Ibeju-Lekki, having third man, fine leg, points, covers, 2 point covers, mid on, long off?
The most important thing is as long as they are not meeting the target that we set for them, they are still there, no doubt, but they are not meeting the target and they will be very happy. I look at the team, the spinners that they have, they've got Ridwan Abdul Karim, probably maybe a Sulaiman Rushenwe
or Daniel Ajeku
and Daniel Agekun.
Oh, very well played by Navin, and that would race all the way to the boundary for 4. In cricket here in Nigeria, we call that service, bowling it straight into his bat. Navin saw that from the hands of Chuma, saw it was an out volley, went forward to it, swing this bat, used the wrist, knew there wasn't the protection for Chuma at deep mid wicket, and that would have just raced all the way to the boundary for 4.
Maybe this over they can achieve the runs that we set for them, because they are currently in the 6th over.
Oh, lovely use of the wrist to play towards back order points, in which Ajeku had to run in to pick up that. 6 runs already in this over, Shehu.
That's fantastic for them.
Last ball of the over, 37 runs on the board. I beg your pardon, 7 runs already on this in this over. Oh, Daniel couldn't hold on to that, and 1 run will be taken. And that should bring us to the end of the 6th over. Shehu, it is 38, 1 wicket, 6 overs.
Fantastic for the batting side. This is the kind of game that we expect. We give them a 7 per over, and from my little mathematics, 6 times 7 will give you 42, but unfortunately there are still some 4 runs short of what was required for them. They are currently on 6.33 as their run rate. The required run rate is 7.43, and they are 38 for 1. Target is 142.
It's going to be 104 runs to win in 84 balls.
Now we have a new bowler coming from the pavilion end, Ridwan Abdul Karim. Let's see whether the duo of Naveen and Ashmit can be comfortable with Ridwan. Ridwan can turn the ball very well, but sometimes again Ridwan can be very, very expensive when he's bowling. Yami, quickly tell us what was the runs of Ibeju at this stage.
As at the 6th over, Ibeju had put up a total of 5 runs on the board, and Rising Star, as at the 6th over, had a total of 8 runs. So they are 2 runs over Ibeju as at the 6th over.
What was their runs at that stage?
At the 6th over, Ibeju-Lekki had a total of 28 runs. Yes, please. I had a total of 28 runs as at the 4th over. So it's really going to be a very tough one right now, as the introduction of spin can it be effective for Ibeju, as the captain noticed that the 2 batters are getting comfortable with their quicks and the introduction of spin. Full toss has lovely catch there from Rusewe. Those are the kind of catches. Oh, it's a no ball, but you could still take a run out of a no ball. It was a no ball called, but you could still take a run out of a no ball. I think the batters are trying to have a discussion with the umpires on what happened. Yes, it was a ball, no ball being called. No ball being called, but Naveen has still lost his wicket. That was a very good catch, tough catch from Sulaiman Rusewe, but his catch didn't count. At the end of the day, the run-out chance taken by Ridwan Abdul Karim eventually had it been done for his side, and Rising Star has just lost the 2nd wicket for 38 runs.
But you have to feel sorry for Naveen. He was thinking that ball was going to go for a 6. That was a beauty of a catch from Sulaiman at the boundary. Didn't cross the line. If his leg had touched the line, it would have been 6 runs plus that no ball. That would have been 7 runs. But unfortunately,
yeah, you're definitely right, and he should have known that when you're facing from the pavilion end, when the bowler is bowling from the pavilion end, it's the longer side of the boundary. If he was back in the pavilion, he would have probably played that well, but that wicket has brought Chimeze Owunzuleke into the game, and now he and Ashmit have a big tough task to do. They need to score the runs. Chimeze, we know, is a big hitter of the ball, and now he has Ridwan Abdul Karim, the young lad, to face. Very well played. Good push from Chimeze. Straight to Chuma Kachuku along on for a single.
For Chimeze, he will be hoping that Ashmit can run with him. He will be hoping that Ashmit can run with him because he wants to take all those singles, and he'll be hoping Ashmit can do that. Yes, you are looking for those boundaries, but Chimeze likes to take on fielders, he likes to take on the bowlers. So let's hope that these two can build a partnership.
Ashmit's looking to find the gaps, and Chimeze needs to be a little bit calm. He wants to face almost every ball, but he needs to be calm because he has a very big role to play in this game. So also it does Ashmit, and Ashmit just missed the turn of the ball, and Ridwan Abdul Karim has just struck. Ashmit should have just gone full body line and let body, bat, pads, everything towards that ball. He wanted to try to use the wrist, but his leg was not close to the ball. His body was not even close to the ball, and then he was far away from it, trying to nick it towards the leg side, and the ball turned away from his bat. And Ridwan Abdul Karim, having a good partnership with Taiwo Mohammed, has just stumped Ashmit. I beg your pardon, Moshood, who is the brother to Taiwo as well. 3 wickets, 39 runs on the board. Sheon 2 wickets in this over, brings in Femi Oduyibo, and this is going to be a very huge call now because he and Chimeze need to build up the partnership. They did it against JCI. Would they be able to do it against Ibeju-Lekki?
That remains to be seen, and I'm sure one of the many things the two of them will be telling each other is we need to play out the overs. Once we play out the overs and we score the runs, we will win this game. And you hear Chimeze telling Femi we need to play out these overs.
Shut up. Ṣé wọ́n gbàwẹ̀ ni ó gbàwẹ̀?
Femi Oduyibo on strike, Ridwan Abdul Karim bowling. Would that be taken? Would that be taken? And it's taken! Sulaiman Rusewe has just taken another catch. You don't get to see such catches like that on the boundary. And you just have it. The introduction of spin has just been effective for Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club. 3 wickets in 1 over, and this game has totally turned around. It has totally turned around. Now the pressure is really mounting on Rising Star Cricket Club. How can they find a response? Sure, we thought they were comfortable with quicks, and now the introduction of spin has now been effective for Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club.
Bad day in office for Femi Oduyibo, and you can see on the face of Chimeze, definitely not happy. He thought he could have a partnership in Femi, so they can take the game home. But unfortunately, there was a Sulaiman who was not ready to give a second chance, because he didn't get a second chance. He had a bad game in the batting, and he wanted to make up for the fielding. You saw how he caught the ball of Naveen, but it was a no ball, and eventually Naveen had to be run out because of the rules. What a game we have on our hands. We are currently in the 8th over.
Four wickets, 41 runs on the board, 7 overs gone.
Amir comes in. Let's see what happens. Chimeze has to think through this game if there's any hope of them winning.
The run rate has quietly dropped to 5.86. Can Chimeze be able to raise up that run rate required? Or can he and Amir, can they both be able to build the partnership, rotate the strikes, and just keep scoring runs? And now you have the man who took that catch, Sulaiman Rusewe, coming into bowl from the Court of Appeal end. He has the new batter Amir to contend with.
And that should be 2 runs.
Lovely drive by Amir. Mustafa couldn't hold on to that the first time, but he was quick to recover to hold on to it the second time to prevent them taking another run. Now Chimeze on strike. Can he be able to clear the fence, as now he's facing, which is more like the shorter boundary of this field. Played quietly over Sulaiman Roseres, who in a way we would say sized up his height. And 1 run was taken. Amir now on strike. Good running in between the wickets by the batters. They know they need to keep rotating the strikes. They know they need to keep putting it singles, and that is what they are doing currently. 1 run each. Oh, very well pushed by Chimeze, straight down towards deep extra covers.
Chimeze knows if himself and Amir play out the overs, there is every possibility that there's still a chance of a victory somewhere. That's the most important thing for now, that we need not lose our head, play out the overs. Those bad balls will definitely come.
Yeah, Chill, you're right. The bad balls will definitely come. First priority will be to play out the overs. The moment you're able to play out 20 overs, the runs will definitely come. The bad balls will definitely come. And after that dot ball, we come to the end of the 8th over, as it's 47 for 4 after 8 overs. Amir has faced 4 balls, scored 4 runs. Chimeze has faced 3 balls, scored 3 runs.
They are just 7 runs short of the required target. Mathematically, if you say 7 times 8 is 56, and they are on 47, so that's 9.
Very well bowled from Reid once up to Karim to Chimeze Ibeju-Lekki dot ball. Chimeze at this point in time, we know he can go all blasting and can strike the ball, but now he's trying to play careful, which is the first priority will be just keep your wickets. Let's play out the overs, and the runs will definitely come. Ridwan Abdul Karim asking questions of Chimeze Onwuzuleke. I think Chimeze is just trying to hold on to his wickets and not lose his wicket because he knows that the team doesn't have much batters at the end. So that is why he's trying to be careful, because I know Chimeze on a good day would have probably played that straight over Ridwan's head and raced all the way to the boundary for 4. But he's trying to be very, very careful and push that and keep his wicket. Oh, tough luck. That should have been played onto the wicket, but raced away from the wicket and just 2 comfortable runs. Easy running will be taken by the 2 batters.
Good over from Ridwan.
And that's what we talk about cricket in Lagos and by extension Nigeria. That is all about mentorship. The former player of Ibeju and former player of Nigeria, Lekki taught Ridwan Abdul Karim how to play cricket, and Ridwan has gone ahead to represent Nigeria at the senior level. Lagos is an amazing and an emerging superstar. He just needs to be level-headed.
93 runs required in 66 balls, 49 for 4 after 9 overs. Sulaiman Rosewe coming back from the Court of Appeal end. Amir on strike. Played straight back to Sulaiman. Now the big question is this: these 2 spinners will definitely bowl 8 overs. After 8 overs, you have, and that's an LBW. I was just saying the 2 spinners will have 8 overs within each other, but now it seems like the spinners are beginning to wrap up this game for Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club. You can see Chimeze Onwuzuleke asking the umpire and having a discussion with the umpire. Probably he must have had the discussion with his batter just to stay there, and he knew that was an LBW. Good call by the umpire. Good bowling from Sulaiman Rosewe, and Ibeju have just struck, taking the 5th wicket, rising star at 49 for 5 after 9.2 overs.
Amir is out and in comes Imran.
With the way things are going, chill, if Rising Star loses this game, they might not be in contention for title. If Ibeju-Lekki wins this game, they would go above GCI, and GCI would just be hoping that Ibeju-Lekki just drops a point in between the league.
And that's why GCI was very gutted yesterday. But you can't blame force majeure when it happens. They're very unhappy that they didn't get to play because they felt they could have inflicted the first loss on Ibeju. But hey, it didn't happen. They wanted to get their pound of flesh after what happened on the 12th of December 2021, a Saturday at the Unilag Cricket Oval. But it didn't happen.
Amel tried to hit that over. Imran, I beg your pardon, tried to hit that towards mid-wickets, but could only find his gloves, which went straight to Femi Sholebo at square leg. Good bowling from Sulaiman Ruse with the spin has definitely worked and effective. They have cut off the runs and have ensured that rather than the runs being taken, the wickets are the ones fallen. Chimeze pushed towards mid-wickets. Would they be able to go for 2 runs? Just 1 run taken.
"51 runs for loss of 5 wickets at the end of the 10th over. Rising Stars require 91 runs in 60 balls. We see all your comments and we thank you for those objective comments from Jide, who is far away, to YISHAWU, who still looks very sad and distraught that the game did not hold yesterday. Don't forget that prior to the start of the league, the Lagos competition that was organized, that Ibeju won, they played Pioneers in the final. Rain ensured Pioneers progressed to the final as a result of toss of coin. And even in their semi-final game, toss of coin against FCC. Also, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost good night. Chimeze played carefully. And by virtue of playing carefully, he lost his wickets. We see all your comments. Like I said, from Jide to Shewadeku to Beze David to Osita Onwuzulike, who by now will be very, very unhappy that the younger brother has just lost his wickets. He was looking forward to an interesting game, but can this game still be interesting? Remains to be seen. They have made it more difficult for Rising Stars. Can they still rise? I doubt. Prosper Hussaini coming from the pavilion end. Wide ball. We are currently in the 11th over.
Cheung, I was just at the back and I saw how Chimeze came out. I was trying to imagine and ask myself, what shots was he trying to play?
You saw the comment of Braze David saying Chimeze is playing too carefully. While I understand that some of your guys who know how to score the runs have lost their wicket and a lot of hope is rested upon your shoulder, his inability not to take that game away from Ibeju, who were harassing him with the ball, cost him his wicket. So you have players like YISHAWU, players like Femi Oduebo, players like Naveen, who had already lost their wickets, and so hopes were rested upon your shoulder. But unfortunately, he's been too careful, cost him his wickets.
The question is, would Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club be able to wrap this game up? Now they know they have a chance. The spinners have done the major job, taking out the big hitters and taking out the wickets. Now it's Mustafa. He has the options of rotating and bringing in any bowler he has at his arsenal to use now, because right now what he's doing is going after the tail enders and getting the job done.
Absolutely. Prior to this game, where we saw Ibeju playing 12 matches as a result of the game that was shared, the points, even up until that moment, they had a better net run rate than Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club, who had played 2 more matches than they did, but they are on 52 runs for loss of 6 wickets. The run rate has dropped drastically, 4.73.
Obviously, Shane, I expect the run rate to drop drastically. You're not scoring the runs, the wickets are just coming, so there is no way that the run rates wouldn't drop. So the big question is, how would Rising Star be able to respond to this? Good throw from Mustafa Yusuf, trying to have that little chance that he had.
Did you say good throw?
I would say it's a good throw because he had a chance to get the wicket.
It was not a good throw, if not for Prosper Hosseini, who backed up. That's 4 runs. You saw that your wicket keeper, we always say that the safest end is the wicket keeper's end. Your wicket keeper was not close to the stumps and you are aiming at what? Like we have well said, some of these stars that you see from these internationals overseas, it's as a result of constant practice. Let's not try to do what Nigeria, no disrespect, we are not there yet. We are not a cricket playing country. These people that we talk about, they sleep, think, play cricket. So don't try to do what you are not used to. These guys, you play, no disrespect, like I said, you play part-time cricket. Part-time in the sense that you go to work, you only play during the weekend. These guys play consistently and on a daily basis. So like they say, practice cannot bring about perfection, because only God can attain perfection. Practice just makes you much better, and you are not doing this on a daily basis. So you only do this to cost your team.
Thank you, David. In the comment section, you said it's a good throw. Back up, it's part of the throws. We have with us Usman. Usman, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I wouldn't agree to what Shewadu Ajidagba said earlier, because from inception, Ibeju has been playing that way. For that run out, not because of Prosper that backed the runner up. It's part of the game to back up your player, and it's part of the game to give it a try. I want to run this guy out. So Ibeju has been like that since inception. So I don't agree to that.
What does the rule says? The rule says the safest end is the end of the wicket keeper. You try and look for your wicket keeper was not close to the stumps. If your wicket keeper was close to the stump, he is even in a better position to stop the ball with either the gloves or the pads. But the keeper is not there. That ball, if Prosper, if he could have gotten Prosper injured, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should not do that, but you do that when your wicket keeper is there.
Okay. Yeah, I agree to that basic rule. The safest hand is the keeper's hand, but at the same time, let's look at where Prosper was staying. So it's kind of a far distance away to the ball, so he can actually back him up easily and save the 4 runs instead. So that's not a mistake. That's not a big risk as far as I'm concerned. Looking at the scoreboard at that moment, so I don't see it as a big risk. It was a kind of very good attempt.
Thank you very much, Usman. It's good to have him also in the commentary section as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we just saw the 7th wicket being taken. Good catch there from square leg by... Apologies, good catch there from shots find by Hussein Prosper. And Ibeju-Lekki have taken 7 wickets. Rising Star at 55 runs in 11.4 overs. 87 runs to win in 50 balls. Chimakachuku coming from the Court of Appeal end. Lovely drive there from the batter. Shane Vass. Played it on the on drive. 1 run taken. So it looks like this
game is gone. This game is gone. I'm a realist. I don't like to deceive myself. While I understand that cricket is biscuits, this is no biscuit at all.
We almost both said it, Joe. We both said it, that this game is almost done. It's in fact, let's just say almost done and dusted. But I don't see Rising Star coming back from this, because this
How
is.
would they rise?
How would
they rise when most of the guys they were looking up to have lost their wicket? Like I said, no disrespect to the other guys in the team, but the runs are usually centered around the likes of YISHAWU, Naveen, Chimezie, Femi Oduyebo, Ashmit. Hey.
And all the 3 batters you just mentioned, Femi Oduyebo.
All those 3, or did I say? Are you fasting?
Apologies, all the 5 batters that I'm not actually fasting.
Are you fasting?
I'm not.
Okay.
Out of all the whole 5 batters that you have mentioned, the only person who scored runs was Naveen. He scored 20 of 23. YISHAWU scored 0 of 2. Ashmit scored 9 of 16. Chimezie scored 6 of 12. Femi Oduyebo went out with a golden dog. So everyone who had been classified as the batters for Rising Star didn't put up any huge runs on the board.
Prosper Husseini
back from the pavilion end as it's 57 for 7 after 12 overs.
Honestly, this was not what I envisaged. Left my house quite early, trying to catch up with what looks like a testy tie. But Ibeju have made it look too easy. The 141 they scored, for me, wasn't a huge total based on the ability of this batting side. rising stars. But when you fail to come to the party, that's what you get. I know what they can put up, and the brief was simple: 7 runs per over. But when you fail to do what you are supposed to do, it comes down to this. That's 7 runs per over, they will have been home. And I'm trying to make this passionate appeal. While I understand that this league is sponsored by Honorable GBOLAHAN YISHAWU of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Epe 2 constituency, I'm making a passionate appeal to Mr. Akindenti. I want to see a Super 4. Looks like Ibeju have won the league, which is the battle, but I want to see a war, and the only war I want to see is GCI versus Ibeju. And from this commentary position I'm standing, I can beat my chest to say Ibeju will not get the better of GCI.
Yeah, having the Super 4 won't be a problem, but sponsorship still needs to be done.
They're working on it.
We need more sponsors as well.
They are working on it.
We need more sponsors as well into this league. Oh, Grade 1 almost let that go, but he was able to recover that quickly. We need more sponsors as well. We can't just have one sponsor. If we have several sponsors, we could have several games, which will be more competition, more games for the players as well. But with the way things are going right now,
I like to see Ibeju GCI 6 aside. I like to see Ibeju GCI T20 Super 4. What a game we'll be having. What a game we'll be having.
So I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering why Sean is so passionate about GCI. Sean is a GCI fan. I'm just a lover of cricket. I just love to see cricket. I'm a very good, passionate fan of New Zealand. And so
but you give props to who props is deserving of. Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club won. I follow them from their Division 2 days in Unilag up until this moment when they used to have the likes of Yemi Amusa start this project, and I just saw Mr. Olabi Odugwa, who has been with the team from time immemorial. He's been, if you are going to give the fan of the year or the supporter of the decade, you have to give it to Olabi Odugwa. He's been with Ibeju from University of Lagos days, when they started with the likes of Yemi Amusa, the likes of Sheye Olympio, Musbao, Ajayi, you know, who was their wicketkeeper then. So you cannot tell me the history of Ibeju. I can write about the history of Ibeju. They've grown from that team to become the most decorated team in the league. Yes, you have the most, when you talk about the team that has the longest stay in the league is Foundation Cricket Club. That is in terms of longevity. But you talk about decoration, you give it to Ibeju, and no disrespect to them, but if you are talking about a team now, hey, give it up for Ibeju, but take nothing away from GCI. The comments, I'm going to read them out, either positive, either negative. I'll definitely read them out. We are currently in the 14th over. This game looks done and dusted. Okay, where do I start from? Let me just take from Brazy David. It's a good throw. Backup is part of the throws, and that's corroborating the statement of Usman, the one we call Lala, the captain of Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club 2. Jide is laughing, but hey, I've also had one from Hav supporting Lala. He said it's a good attitude to try for the wickets. Jide said, nice meeting you, David. They are exchanging some camaraderie there, and he said David from Canada. That's awesome to see that all the way from Canada we are getting people watching our league. Jide said game over, guys, because he knows the quality that his team has got. And Brazy David said Ibeju will run through GCI with ease. Wow. What currency do they spend in Canada? Maybe he could support us with some Canadian dollars. Brazy David will be glad that you support us with some Canadian dollars. Let's organize a Super 4 and let's see your postulation come to fruition. Put your money where your mouth is. Ibeju will run through GCI with ease.
We are waiting for that to happen. This other one from Barry David, commentator, is the owner of the club, not a supporter, and is talking about Mr. Owolabi Odugwa. Well, it's all semantics, Barry David. When you own a club and you support a club, there's a difference between owning a club and supporting the club. I will even pick more of supporter than owning a club. Lala, it's English we are talking about here. Stan Kroenke owns Arsenal.
Yeah.
Is he supporting them with the finance?
Financially, yes.
Not as expected.
Not as expected.
You cannot compare the supportership with finance of the likes of Nasser El Khelaifi in PSG or the Abu Dhabi brothers at Manchester City. So you can own a club and not support a club, but Owolabi Odugwa supports the club very, very well. Thank you very much. Jide said, up Ibeju-Lekki, waxing lyrical about his team. And Berede said, I'm ready. $1,000 US to the winner. Are you saying, Berede David, are you saying $1,000? Say this so that we can put it. I'm enjoying the conversation. I see $1,000 USD to the winner. Are you saying to the winner of the Super 4 so that we can project what you are doing for us and we can publicize it? We'll be glad to have such a support. So please, Barry David, I want you to be explicit. Are you dropping $1,000 Canadian for who wins the Super 4? And let's start a conversation. Lala, this game is over and out, like they say.
Yes, definitely, I agree to that. It's over and out. As you can see the scoreboard, 64 for 7 wicket.
14 overs.
And Ibeju is not a team that you can just say you want to come from behind. And though cricket, anything can happen though, but not against Ibeju versus Rising Star. As you said earlier, nothing is rising.
Okay, we got Michael Big Boa and Zil Ibe. But
Shem, I need to cut you short. Ridwan has just bowled another wicket. Srinivas. It seems like they are just really.
It's good night. It's good night.
Good night at this point.
Rising Stars today have played like rocks. No disrespect. But hey, rocks are last on the log. They played like rocks. They've not played like a team in third position. We've got Zilibe here. Zilibe, part of the Middle Storms. And Michael is here. So we are waiting for Barry David, our big man from Canada. And Barry David said, yes, GCI versus Ibeju. Winner of the Super 4, GCI versus Ibeju final. Who do I contact to make my pledge? We will definitely send you the email of the chairman of the CCC. And
David can actually contact Endurance of him and would in the comment section send him an email address that he can also get across to. It will be the CCC's League's email address, and where you'll be able to get your information across to. Zil, good afternoon. It's good to have you here at the commentary box. We know we in Lagos expected to see a very interesting and energetic game, because this weekend has been tagged as the battle for the relegation and the battle for promotion. Battle for relegation and battle for titleship. But what we're seeing today now just looks like a one-sided game between Ibeju and Rising Star.
Yeah, definitely. I expected this to be tougher than it looks. So I was expecting both teams to be at loggerhead, but unfortunately the game is going the way it's going. But in the same line, I won't say it's over yet. The game is still like something can still happen. That's my own belief when it comes to cricket. So.
Thank you very much, Zil. A new batter in for Rising Star Cricket Club. Ridwan Abdulkarim running through the batting lineup. And the new batter is Singh Sanjay. Redwan Abdulkarim has taken 3 wickets, only conceded 5 runs in 2.2 overs. He's really been effective and efficient in this game for his side. Very well bowled. Good turn from Ridwan Abdul Karim. Turning the ball, bowling the leg it, letting the ball go, turning it away from the bats and ensuring that it doesn't get any close for the batters to swing. Very well played, straight into the bat. But the captain, Mustafa Yusuf, who was at long off, was able to cut that from going for 2. And that ball has come up to the end of the over, ladies and gentlemen. As what we have on the board is going to be 65 for 8. 65 for 8 after 15 overs. Last 5 overs of this game to be bowled.
All right. it's almost safe to say Ibeju have wrapped up this game. Brother David is joining us from Canada, and we'll be sharing the email that you can make your play to. We're talking about what can we do for the Super 4 since we don't have any Super 4 yet, and Brother David has said he's ready to drop $1,000 for the winner of the Super 4. And I'm pleased to inform you, Brother David, that we have Alhaji Owolabi Odugua, the man who has been with Ibeju from time immemorial. Good afternoon, sir, and I say assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Well, for introduction, I am Owolabi Odugua, just Owolabi Odugua.
Okay, Mr. Owolabi, it's a pleasure having you here. We know how busy you are. You've not been able to come for games, but you follow them all the time. But what brought you today?
Well, cricket. What brings us to TBS is cricket. It's unfortunate that some of us find it difficult to be here as often as we would love to, but cricket, and you don't get it in our league. You don't get it better than it comes today. You know, when you have the second place team playing the third place team, you know, it's a keenly contested competition this season, and there's nothing better than being here rather than follow online. Of course, we thank you guys for what you're doing, because for a few of us who are not able to make it down here as often as we love to, at least you're keeping us abreast of the game. You're keeping us informed. All this initiative, it's well appreciated.
Mr. Owolabi, quick one. Of course, game done and dusted. Congratulations. And from this position, it's safe to say that Ibeju will be crowned champion. They will go top of their fiercest rival, GCI. Prior to this game, they were better on net run rate. There was a bit of not argument, but clarification. When I mentioned you, I said you've been with Ibeju from time immemorial, when they were in Division 2 at Unilag, those days of Musba Ajayi, Yemia Musa, and Sheye Olympia and the likes. And Brother David from Canada, who has pledged $1,000 to the winner of the Super 4, the proposed Super 4. He's saying, I will go with Mr. Owolabi Odugua as an owner. And I said, I will call him a big financial supporter, because you can own something and don't support that thing. So for clarity purposes, who is Owolabi Odugua in Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club? What role do you occupy?
Well, Owolabi Odugua is actually one of the patrons of Ibeju. Yes, the idea about Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club was something mooted with a couple of friends, I think in 2004. You know, we've been off cricket for a while, and then I came to TBS with Banabi, and I saw a few young boys just bowling at the nets, and I was quite impressed. I inquired what club they play for, and I understand that the league at that time, they were not able to find a club. And a couple of friends, you know, myself and two other friends came together, and we felt that we could bring these boys together rather than let them be on the street, and that's where the idea came from. And I thank Femi Sholebo and Bayo Balogun, who has partnered very well with me on this journey, and the result is what we're seeing now. We have two teams in the two divisions, and it gives me joy when I see what these boys have been able to do, especially what Ibeju has been able to do, you know, molding these young boys into men, you know, and the quality of cricket they play, yes, relatively to what we play in this country. That's what I mean. I think it's been, it gives me a lot of joy.
I have three more questions before I let you go. Mr. Owolabi, quick one. You started this idea of running the league in a professional manner as what is obtained before, where we know how it was. You started that idea that let's do it a bit professional, not like what is obtainable in
Sena climbs, but let's have a semi-professional contract for players. You started this idea in Ibeju.
If you look at the takeoff of the club, we had a couple of young men who were just finishing secondary school, waiting to get into the university. We know what the situation in our country is, and to encourage them to play. When they come around, we get refreshments, we give tokens to assist with transportation and all that. And then you start seeing them get admission into colleges, and it's obvious that funding education in this country is not easy, especially if you are not privileged. And what we notice is a couple of the guys, after a practice session or a game, come around, explain the situation, and we try to support in whatever way we can. But we thought of it that a more decent way of doing it is to actually have something more definite for them to work with. It's not what I'll call a professional package, but something to take care of the stipends of coming to play the game, as well as take care of a few other basic needs. And this was what motivated it. And I must say that I have no regrets going that route, because I see a lot of other supporters of cricket in the country adopt players and support them, and the game can only be the better for it.
Second to the last question. Some of these things can sometimes be very tiring when you keep doing it. There's no financial reward that comes with winning the league. For how long would we continue to see the likes of Owolabi Odugwa, Femi Sholebo, Bayo Balogun, and a couple of friends who have been supporting Ibeju do this consistently?
I think it will not be situating it right if you just leave it there. I can see this as actually progressed beyond Ibeju. A lot of people do it now, and in fact, even we look up to a few people who, the passion we have for cricket is what drives it. And when you spend on your passion, you can't have regrets. And I'm happy that the initiative we started, we've seen quite a lot of people embrace it, and the game is the better for it.
Finally, you are the chairman of the disciplinary committee of the CCC League. It's a tough task. The journey so far?
I think we've had a fairly good season. It's not unusual to see one or two breaches, especially in very keenly contested game. Emotions could go overboard, but largely I'll say it's been okay. We've attended to a few cases, and we've allowed wisdom to prevail. The most important thing is it's not really punitive, but more corrective. That's the approach we are adopting, and so far I think we've had a good season in that area.
Before I let you go, let me just read some of the interesting comments coming. Brady David from Canada, the man who had decided to drop $1,000 for whoever wins the Super 4, is saying, "My greetings to Alhaji Owolabi." Brady David also said, "The man who believes so much in the youth." And Bejude said, "Top class performance from Ibeju."
Well, these are cricket lovers, and I'm glad that we're giving a performance to at least liven the weekend up. Thank you very much. We look forward to watching the Masters later today.
All right, thank you very much. That's Mr. Owolabi Odugwa, who brought the initiative. Game done and dusted. Allow me, our job is done for the first game.
Yeah, Sean, the game is done and dusted. Ibeju-Lekki Cricket Club has won the game. They won by 75 runs, and congrats to them. At this point in time, I think I need to take my goodbyes, because the second game is between
Rising Stars
and
no, Rising Stars, 1004 Stars. I hope they will not see stars. 1004 Stars versus Rocks of Abeokuta, the 8th place team and the 9th place team. It's been nice, fun. Big thanks to Usman, the one we call Lala. Big thanks to Ramon Adelaku, And we can't thank Mr. Awolabi Odugwa enough for joining us here to share his thoughts. Beze David, thank you very much for what you promised to do. Bejide is a charge to you. You must also do something. We are raising money for the Super 4. And you ask for the date, Beze David, we will definitely communicate. The league will soon end, and once the league ends, we will pick a date for the Super 4. Bejide, you're a big man in America. Please do the needful as we prepare for the Super 4. Abayami, absolute pleasure doing this with you. And you want to see the brain behind showing games live on our page. Abayami Ayonisi, adios amigos, gracias, obrigado, siabonga, danke, merci, God bless you.